Well, hello Capricorn, come on in, sit for a spell. We're finally getting around to your solar return quest. I know it's a little delayed. It bled into the start of Aquarius season, but maybe there's a reason for that. There might be an Aquarian connection coming in for you of significance, someone that's meant to join you in the campaign ahead. It could also be that you are really working with a little bit of that rebellious energy. Pluto is in Aquarius right now. You did host a long transit where you hosted Pluto in your sign. So there could be a little bit of that energy coming in too, that you're moving into the expansive, more rebellious side. Perhaps you're going rogue in this cycle, in this next spinning of the tail in the opening of a new chapter of the campaign ahead for you as you make your journey around the sun once more. But we're going to dive right into it. This is for Capricorn sun natives, but if you happen to have a strong placement in Capricorn, you may find themes of resonance for you too, but it really is something that is done for those who are born under the sun at the time of Capricorn. And we get one of these out for all of you. So without further ado, let's dive into it here. What is the quest ahead for Capricorn in this next trip around the sun? What is the quest ahead for Capricorn in this next trip around the sun? Capricorn, what's coming in right off the bat before I even look at the bottom of the deck here? I feel that there is a particular bridge that you need to cross. And there may be a troll that you need to pay a toll to at that crossing point. But once you cross that bridge, there's no going back. Something really changes in the lay of the land. Bottom of the deck, ooh. I think this is really interesting. There's been some kind of liberation that's happened for you. I do feel like you're no longer held up at the crossroads. There's something you've effectively cleansed away here. And I think what you've cleansed away is just sort of this feeling of trying to figure it out and extending a little bit of vision. That's interesting. Another word wanted to come in there. Another word wanted to come in there, but it moved into extending. Extending. I wasn't going to say that at all. And the funny thing is I don't remember what I was originally going to say. So there could be something coming in relation to this. You weighed something out, you know, for so long that the lines between this and that really just became kind of blurred. And I think you were left with really only one choice. That's the way it tends to work out when we're trying to figure out which way should we go. You've recently decided to chart a new course on your quest. And I think it's very much aligned with your vision here. I think you'll see that very clearly soon. You're getting some elevation coming in here. You're making your way up to Star Mountain. And I do feel like you're getting a clearer view of what's before you. I do think this is getting a little bit of that lay of the land. You did make up your mind. You did make up your mind, but I feel like in some way or another, perhaps fate forced your hand, and that may have something to do with that bridge you had to cross to pay the toll to a particular troll. This is the basis of the matter, so it's leading us to where we are now. No more indecision. A choice has been made. It's freeing your mind. It's giving you a sense of elevation here. Okay, let's see what the Arcane VS has to say about your quest ahead. What is the quest ahead? So extending. Extending. This is a theme word that's coming in for you, extending. Oh, is something trying to extend its reach towards you? Not so fast, Capricorn. Where do you think you're going? You belong to me. There's a little bit of this clingy energy here. Perhaps this is the toll that needs to be paid. That's very interesting. Your energy could have really been enmeshed with another's. And maybe it was hard to separate your energy from this particular character here. But you saw a certain truth, and that could not be denied. You had to make an executive decision, maybe a very stoic decision about this particular character that you cut off. You felt like maybe they had their eyes on something that you prized. You also felt like they were peering into your inner sanctum a little too intently. The energy felt a bit grabby to you. And once you grasped this, you understood this, and you started to pull your energy back. It's like your own inner authority came back on board. You felt like you moved back into your own awareness about your internal navigation up ahead. There might have been too much considering another person's navigation over your own. And I feel like you needed to make an executive decision here. Interesting. Whatever you did here, it does set you out on a new course. So let's see what else we have coming in here. Ooh. So now you're not after just a piece of the pie. Maybe your objectives were sort of divided in the past. You were piecemealing out the best parts of you. And now you're taking all of yourself forward into the next leg of the journey here, and the whole pie is on offer to you. Do you see this? There's like this real mercurial energy that's been coming in around the crown for you. There's some kind of freedom, liberation of your mind. There's some kind of expansion happening here. You're getting quite a different view. No longer settling for just a piece of the pie, but bringing yourself forward in such a way where your full self is present, because it's not sort of dwindled by extenuating circumstances. People who were hungry for your energy, your time, the best parts of you. You're reserving those best parts of you for yourself to really bring them forward. And this is what you're questing for here. You're questing for the pie in the sky, that thing that people say is fantasy, that's not possible, and you're going to make it more than possible. It's not just possible, it's what is going to be evident by the time you make your trip around the sun. Ooh, interesting. But first, there's something you need to reclaim here. We see that clearly. You might not be at this place yet. You might not have released this energy yet. I say that because this is what fell on the ground in reverse, the provider. Do you see the antlers? There's a clue there. There's the need to recover the wild nature. It's something that's been hidden and it's been concealed too long, but the elephant needs to be called out in the room. There's an opportunity that's being spilled because not enough of the wild nature is being embraced. And so this is what you need to resolve. And you might need to journey to find where the wild things are. This might be something that's really important for you. This may be something that you lost long ago, or it's a part of yourself that you haven't really let fully come on board, come into the room. You might be under a serious passage of character development at this point. You might be reinventing yourself. This is something that could be coming forward quite strongly for you. Ooh, very interesting. Let's see what the forces for you are. Forces for you. Masculine energy coming in really strongly for you right now too. Looking at the significance of the masculine in your life. There could be a key masculine character coming into your storyline that maybe is providing just what you're looking for, some kind of assistance. This could be an ally to you on the path ahead. Okay, let's see what is coming in here for Capricorn. What forces are working for them in this quest around the sun? What forces are working for them as they make their way to Ragnarok? What forces are working for Capricorn? What forces are working for Capricorn? Look, I'm telling you, you're going to get your hands on that pie. I feel like the force that's working for you is Mercury. I feel like you've got a certain swiftness. I think you have a certain sense of mutability. I think you have a lot of inspiration coming in. I think your communication skills are very strong. You can banter, you can bargain, you can get your way out of a tight spot. This is interesting. Ooh, look at this. You definitely decided what course you needed to abandon, though. I see that something that once you saw it, it did require sacrifice on your part, but all you sacrificed was the mundane, the repetitive, the monotonous. Again, there's this sense of a lot being taken out of you. The last campaign, power running a little bit low, needing to power up, but I feel like that power is going to be put back in your hands because some action you're taking to break a monotonous cycle here. You don't want the shit end of the stick this go around, and I don't think you're going to settle for that. This is when you're taking your power back. And perhaps that's what this masculine character coming on to the scene is there to pull out of you. Maybe reawaken your fire, stir your fire. Oh my gosh, yes. I would say so. Oh yeah, they're going to stir your fire. This is a little bit of a rabble-rouser kind of energy. I feel it, you know? They're a little daring, they're a little out of the box, they're a little unconventional, they're a little dangerous, dare I say. They may tell you, you don't need to cross that bridge that troll is waiting for. You don't owe them any toll. Let's just burn that bridge. Interesting. Okay, so a fierce and faithful fighter is joining you up ahead. It looks like that's the force working for you to help you get some power back, break a monotonous cycle. You're tired of always getting the shit end of the stick. This is the year it changes and you move past all those distortions, all those false projections that you were mistaking as your reflection in the mirror. This is the year that you get elevation. It keeps coming in. I think you're going to move forward more swiftly than you expect. I feel like you're just going to shatter every one of these mirrors of illusion and you're going to get to where you're meant to go here. A lot of different options coming into view. It's like you're just passing through all these dimensions very swiftly. You're bypassing a lot of dry, repetitive storylines and you're getting straight to the point. And it has something to do with this ally you're making here that's going to pull something out of you. Now, I don't know. Is this an interdimensional ally? It could be. It doesn't have to be somebody who takes human form. You know, you may be working with masculine divinity. You could be. The wild aspect. Cernunnos. Dionysus, Pan, you know, Green Man, the Lord of the Wild Wood, that kind of energy. You know, you might just be waking up that more kind of like feral nature. You might be more in go mode at this time. I think to be more in go mode, more action oriented is really beneficial for you because you already got clarity of thought and decisiveness here, but I also feel like you got swiftness. swiftness on your feet, and the gift of gab. Communication is really a strong point for you. It's a force you can use for you when you're facing challenges, when you're facing off with projections others try to cast upon you. You don't need to take it on. See, you're rising above it. I mean, there is this like grabby, hungry energy here. It would like to pull you back down just as you're starting to rise, but you already got higher elevation here. I don't think it's going to be able to grab you in time. Okay? And this is having a bird's eye view. I do feel like you have a certain perspective. It's like the sea goat's already made it to land and is halfway up the mountain because they don't need to take the long route. They're going straight up the side of the cliff. You know, you're already ahead of the game. Like, you have a bird's eye view here. I really feel that very strongly. Okay, so that's a lot of energy working for you. What are the first forces working against you? I feel like that kind of came in between. I feel like this is what you're about to enter into here. That's interesting. So forces for you, it's this, that you have this perspective, but I do feel like you're about to enter a hall of mirrors. So it's a little bit of an initiatory gateway where you might have like some false projections sort of reflected to you. And I don't see you identifying with it, but I do feel like you're about to pass through this. Just the way this card came out before I went into the forces working against you. Okay, so let's check this out here. What is this? Yeah, see, you've been really low on fuel here. You do need to store up your fuel because you are about to head into this hall of mirrors. And this is when you're facing off with the perceived opponent, you know. It can just be blocks within ourselves that prevent our further character development. It's what I would consider like a montage moment before the next opening in the saga begins, you know. So there's something you're facing off with here, but you just need to keep your focus and not get distracted. So right now what you need to do is really shore up because you're a little bit low on fuel. You need to power up here. And you need to be aware of, you know, having a little bit of awareness, okay, of what's up ahead, because it's not like it's going to be without its challenges, all right? And there are some very electrifying, awakening moments here that are going to bring a lot of transformation in your current vision. But just go along for the ride. There's a lot of freedom coming in here. And again, you know, just the motorcycle, it gives that feeling of like born to be wild, a little rebellious, you know, doing something that others may feel is a little out of character for you. They may be used to a more kind of buttoned up sort of version of you. And this is the time when you're loosening your buttons. Okay. And you do have an objective here. You do want to stake your claim on that cheese, but do you want just a wedge, or do you want the whole wheel? I think you want the whole wheel, you know, but a little bit will do you. And I think that's what's coming in here to kind of like sustain you. This will sustain you for this. There's something you're going to be receiving soon to give you strength for the journey ahead. It's like an affirmation. It's going to fuel you up. It's going to give you what you need to make it through this passage here. To get to the full wheel. But you're getting a wedge. So a wedge is not bad, okay? It's not bad. It'll give you what you need to deal with the forces against you. Let's see what the forces against you are. What are the forces against Capricorn in this next trip around the sun? Well, you're already just about to make this fateful meeting with this ally. You've already shed a lot of this energy. It's still behind you, but it's trailing quite a bit. This is just the forces of fear. That's what I really feel it is. Now, these can be purveyors of fear, but it's also the fears you have inside of yourself, too. From past disappointments, and in some ways, dreams that were never lived, that maybe you felt time was starting to run out. Not so. That's what this ally will show you. I do feel like once you meet with this ally, it's game over for this agent of fear. And it just falls into the recesses, just like all those other old roles both of you used to play. Actually, you're coming into contact with someone who's going through an equally transformational process in their life, and you're meeting, there's something about it, it's like, it's a moment of fertility. It brings something into being. It brings something into being. So already there's this sense that you have, you know, sort of the lead here. You've already left a certain force that was working against you behind you. And I think it was something really connected to fear. But it took a lot out of you. I see that. You had to face off with a lot, and your fuel is running low. So do give yourself an opportunity to power up here. I like this though. So far the energy looks really good for you. What are the conditions looking like for Capricorn, the lay of the land for the road ahead that they're preparing to step into here once they make it through that hall of mirrors? What is the lay of the land ahead for Capricorn? What is the lay of the land ahead for Capricorn? More details for Capricorn so they know how to sort of chart their course. Interesting. Oh, interesting. Look at that. It's reminding me of the toll. Somebody that was really loyal to you, or you thought was loyal to you, bit the hand that fed them. And this may be that troll we were talking about, somebody who feels like you owe them something, and they may have been holding up your energy because they felt like you owed them something. And in a sense, they were holding the key to your freedom. But you've recognized this. You've recognized this. They may have made you feel like you needed them in order to have a certain kind of security. You're going to find that in releasing this particular character, that instantly you have the key that opens up your door of opportunity. And there's provisions coming. There's things that are going to sustain you for the road ahead. You're going to have security even as you're moving through unfamiliar places. But there's something about refusing to pay a certain toll to one who used to be loyal to you that is actually not owed. And once you really understand this and free yourself from this, then you'll find that everything you need is provided for you in a very unexpected way. It's almost like having your energy tied up to this other is something that's been preventing you from having what you need for the road ahead. That is a very interesting message. There's something that's already been settled here. And in fact, you know, it may be them who actually owes you a little something here, I see. You might be surprised. You might be surprised when this is retrieved. What is owed to you is retrieved, by your fetch. From one who bit the hand that fed them. Interesting. So this could be the very thing that's coming your way to sustain you, that you're not expecting. This could be something approaching you. And I wonder if this is the ally, golden retriever. It's also kind of coming through as fetch energy too. Half price hot wings. You're due much more than you receive. I think this is something that's about to be settled. You won't see it coming. It's almost like right before this comes in, you're heading in territory where you're not quite sure what to expect. You may be very concerned that you don't have enough rations for the road ahead, not enough provisions, that you don't have what you need, and your security might feel a little bit rocked, maybe because you feel like you're a bit of a wanderer, you know, in unfamiliar territory. You don't know what to expect. And yet there's somebody coming in here. There's something coming in. For those of you that work with a fetch, it's your fetch coming in that's retrieved, something that was owed to you, and it presents you with a key that opens up a door of opportunity and also the provisions you need for the road ahead. And it could come in the form of this ally. It's really interesting. It's going to give you a whole new view. Much better than this view, I'll tell you that. And there's something about you didn't get your due, and this is what's going to come through for you. Interesting. Well, what's the battle? What is the battle that Capricorn faces? We know there's some oppositional energy here. So what is that beef about? What is the battle? What is the bane that Capricorn has to contend with? Yes, I love your energy. It's coming out so strong. Oh, no. We have no time for that. We are totally tapped into that weird ass mystical shit. You've already activated your avatar. Big time. You're definitely at the helm. And already there's signs of those things that you seeded in the field of multiplicity coming to bloom by the dozen. You have great clarity of vision right now. Your vision is just like holding it in your hands. Just like holding it in your hands. Whatever you see with your clarity of vision in your mind's eye right now, it becomes the stuff that you're soon holding in your hands, just like that pie in the sky. This is manifestation powers really amplified here. And again, look at the horns coming through. It comes through your wild nature. There also may be something about a mountaintop that's calling you, that wants to bring you a vision here. And again, I feel like there's that piece, like you already have a lay of the land. You already have the elevation. You already have the vision of what's ahead. You've already made it up the side of the mountain. Like you're almost there. You're almost there. And it's something too, I feel like there might be something coming on board for you in relation to remote viewing. You might have this perception really coming on board for you where you're sort of able to suss out, you know, the moves of oppositional forces that could get in your way. It's like you have precognition about it. You're already, you know, thousands of miles ahead. You've already made up stretch of road that they haven't even come across yet. So I really feel like you have an advantage here. This to me feels like it's just about driving it home. I have to be honest with you. That's what it looks like. It's just about driving it home. Don't get distracted by the reflections you see from all these other dimensions as you're going all the way to the point, straight to the point, straight to the point, straight up to the North Node. That's where you're heading, straight up to the Stone of Destiny. You're ready to pull the sword from the stone. I feel it. I feel it really strongly. This energy just feels so solid to me. But let's just check it out. What is the bane? What is the burden? Is there anything that is still remaining to be sort of slept off from these past battles for Capricorn? Oh, yeah, you're like, hello, let me introduce myself. I'm king shit. No, I sent that stuff packing. I sent it all the way off into the alfalfa. It's out there drifting in space like so much flotsam and jetsam that I don't even need to contend with anymore, because I already made it to Linnea Kea, and I made it through the portal of light, and I'm here giving a finger to anything that wants to hold me down, wants to restrain my wild feral nature. Look at that. Crown on lock, man. You're not putting up with any BS. There's been like so much freedom in your mind that's already gone down here, but I just see it just amplifying, man. Your road is definitely open. You're taking charge here. I like this. It's really strong energy. Really strong energy. And if we look at the Queen of Holes with King Shit, you see the masculine? It's like when the masculine comes in, this energy comes in, and of course, it first really comes on board within you when you really move into the active force, when you find the avenue because you create it, right? And that allows all that pent-up energy to have a place to go to actually hit the mark. I really feel this is when you move into that like 3 of Wands. Everything that's been held up is coming in. You don't have a burden anymore. You don't. I really feel like you've laid it down. Something's fundamentally shifted in you, Seago. I mean, come on. When you've hosted Pluto, I think you're just in this position where you're like, I'm not weighed down like I used to be. Not at all. Not anymore. Let's do a cut of the deck here. What do we got? Oh, no, you're all the way in. You're all the way in. You got wet pants. You were like, oh, what? I have an opportunity to enter the waterway, to go with the flow. Oh, yeah, I'm all in. I'm the Seago. Take me where I need to go, man. You said I don't need the bridge. Yes. I don't need the bridge. I don't need to pay a toll. I'm just going to dive right into the water. I'll find my way. I'll leave you all to half-price hot wings. I love this. This is good. This is good energy. I mean, I think right now you're in the final stages, so hang in there, okay? Because you're still going through the fire, but do you notice what's lit? It's like your crown is lit. There's a lot about the crown being lit, you know? There's so much navigation coming in for you. I feel like you're gaining a certain sight here. To me, it feels like remote viewing, you know, being able to pan out, see things at a distance, and then you can take preemptive strikes. It really gets you ahead of the game, and it also lightens your load. You don't need to be like Sisyphus pushing a boulder up the mountain, you know? It's like you can see your way around that. You can see the things that could hold you up. You could see the things that could weigh down the journey ahead, and you're just dropping them, man. You're just dropping them. I like it. It's good energy, man. It's really good energy. Okay, so let's see the power up that's on offer for you that's coming in here. I really just feel like pulling from the Arcane VS deck with you. I'm digging this so far. I might pull out a little bit of the Gilded Tarot. I did pull out that particular deck for you too, and got it prepped for your quest read here. Maybe we'll pull that out for the ending of your quest read here when we get into the area of the treasure. Yeah, that might be a nice point to bring it in. What's the power up on offer to Capricorn in this next trip around the sun? What's the power up on offer to Capricorn on this next stretch of the campaign? I like this. Power up is getting your hands on some sweetness and shedding any inhibitions you had before about being able to have this all for yourself, despite the swarm and how they may want to resist this. You're ready to take it on again, you know? You broke a cycle. So there's something that's really going to come in with that Stargate. I mean, of course, we're moving through your new moon that you kicked off. We're moving through your lunar cycle leading up to that Leo full moon on the 1st of February right now. There's great transformational powers at work right now. Some of you could be dealing with a Sagittarius. Also, it's you really working that 9th house. You're moving into greater expansion. Travel may be on the horizon for you. Movement is on the horizon for you. There's a lot of spiritual gifts you're coming into at this time too. There's many magics you're gaining for the road ahead. Magic is absolutely afoot. And there is something you're transforming here. And what you're transforming is the need to digest another repetitive cycle. You're really freeing yourself from this. You saw something clearly. You saw the light to be found within the darkness because of your time with Pluto. And because of that, you're rising above it. And there is something you are manifesting here. You are rooting it. Work with that pyramid energy. You can really like seed your visions by putting them within that sort of pyramid framework. You'll be surprised what it draws down for you. Some of you may be working with energies from the Egyptian pantheon as well. But these are just very strong, rooted energies. It's a very potent time of manifestation for you. You really can call stuff in. And I see a lot getting rooted for you. This is a power year for you. This is when you really come into your power this year. It's good. And there's a lot you're rooting here. And by that Stargate with the Aquarian ring of fire that comes in, that solar eclipse energy, that's when you're really going to see something manifest that makes it clear to you that things have really changed. You're stepping into a brand new leg of the journey, and there's something otherworldly working in your favor. There's some big power up that comes in there. There's some big moment of really recognizing that you've rounded the corner here. You're not going back where you've been. And I do feel like the stretch of road you dealt with before, it's coming through as feeling very confining. And now you're moving into this new stretch that just opens everything up. Gives you so much more room to maneuver. And also puts some sweetness right in your hands. Okay. Wasn't that nice? That's some good energy right there. Okay, well, what is your party's mission? Those who are going to join you on this campaign, those are going to make that journey around the sun with you this year. Those who will meet you along the way. You will be coming into alignment, it looks like, with one significant character here, but I'm sure there's others who are already journeying with you that will be continuing ahead. Even though some may have been sacrificed, just see that. There may have been people you left behind. They had to go on their own quests. You know, your goals diverged. Your goals diverged, and that happens. But there's new characters coming in here. So let's see what your party's mission is for those of you who are journeying forward together. Well, we have the parasitic fruit here. So we know already that this is what you've left behind. And I do feel like this is something that's essential for the success of your party's mission, that you leave behind these sources of temptation, things that look appealing, that can get you caught up. Yes, it's the temptation. It's the temptation of big sexy Satan. It's what seems like, oh, this would be a moment of living deliciously, right? It's alluring. It's alluring, but it speaks with a forked tongue. And, you know, that's the thing. It's like we do see the wild nature hinted at here too. There's those horns. There's a little bit of a balance here. A little bit of a balance here. A little bit of pushing the edge is good for character development, but there may be some in the party that could go over that edge, and then that could pose a problem. It could be challenging, especially when you want to get this pie in the sky dream and you want to root it in reality. So just be aware of not losing that salt of the earth, stoic nature that you do possess, that does give you the determination to know when that's enough. Because I do feel like there is the desire to bring forward more of this sort of hedonistic quality, more of the pleasures of life, to live deliciously, to really wake up the wild nature. But one also has to be aware of the way, it makes me think of a quote from Prince where he talked about too much freedom creates stagnancy in the soul. And that's what I think this is, that you have to be aware of that within your party. Like, make sure your party is not partying too hard, because that will create stagnancy and then you won't get where you need to go. I mean, I really feel like this is under your charge, because you have the mercurial energy working very strongly for you. And that's the thing, idle hands are the devil's playthings. So do be aware of this when your party seems to kind of lose the plot because of getting a little too idle. There's something about you really leading the charge here, you know, maybe taking more of a leadership role, because you got to get your hands on that pie, but there may be disagreement about the right way to go about it. Yet you're the one who has the calling here. I see this. You got a kind of an interesting band of characters that are joining you here. There's somebody here who's a real jokester. I feel like this is the one that you're coming into alignment with. I think they want to see you lead. I do. I think they believe in you, but they're going to know there's times then you're going to be howling out just like, why me? Because you got some interesting characters you're dealing with here. You do have somebody that's just kind of keeping an eye on you, trying to see, can Capricorn really pull this off, okay? They're along for the ride, but they may doubt your abilities. I have to be honest with you. They may doubt your abilities. We know this. You know, the thing that can really throw off your party's mission is when there's division within the party because everybody has their own objectives, and especially if you're the one who's the leader. So I feel like in some regard, you're taking the lead here. You're taking the lead here. Maybe you've always played more of a supporting role, and now you're really taking the lead here in this next stretch of the campaign. You could have somebody who wants to boss you around, you know, and you may feel a lot of alliance with these people in your party, but at the same time, I do feel like there's a little bit of wanting to be the one who leads the pack here. I feel like that's what it is. And you have, you know, a couple here who think they know the way better than you, but you know the way to get to that pie in the sky. It makes me think of the moon, you know. There's something here that it is your moon. It's something that is that externalized part of your soul that's providing the light, guiding forward here. And you will achieve your objective, but do be aware of needing to step into this position of really leading the charge. And that makes me think of, when we look at big sexy Satan here, it does make me think of the devil in tarot, which is your card. And when we work with the exalted energy of that card, it's about having self-knowledge. It's about understanding the aspects within your party that could be a source of subterfuge, and not necessarily consciously, just because of the unconscious motivations of others. And you do have this insight. You do. You have this vision coming in where you can see what's up ahead. So being aware of that, you need to make sure you're preparing You're preparing for those diversions and those egos that can flare up and the things that can get in the way that can spoil the pot. And then if you're able to do that, you'll really keep things cooking here in a very reassuring way and achieve your objective. But I think it's really about you stepping into a leadership role. And maybe there is something about that you might have a little reticence around because you're not sure how people will react to that. But I think listening to too many other people is that parasitic fruit, right? Because here we see that portal of creativity is wide open here. There are no roots sort of like tapped in there that are not your own. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So it's all about you taking the lead. You got to lead this charge. Because otherwise, if you don't, you know, somebody else is going to grab a hold here and they're going to start schooling everybody. Old Aunt Brenda here is going to take charge. And then the next thing you know, you're living out somebody else's quest, not your own. All right. So you do need to be vigilant for this. All right. Let's see. What is Capricorn's character arc in this next leg of the journey? I'm curious because it does look like there's something that's transforming in you here. And when Mercury is on the scene, everything is transforming and quite rapidly too. So this is a very mutable energy you're working with here. There could be a Gemini factoring into your situation too. I do see this kind of like twin reference here. Okay, this could be somebody who's like wonder twin powers activate. This, I think it's speaking of this masculine force coming in here for you. Your powers united are very potent. And it could just be, it doesn't even have to be a masculine actually, but it's more, that's the end result. Two forces, you know, two characters bringing their energies together creates the power of the masculine. It could be a guy too, you know. There's many ways that can come on through. Some of you may be working with more of a like kind of taboo energy too. You're kind of pushing the envelope as well, and that's something you need to do. You need to do because it's a fear, it's a limitation, it's something that's held you back, and you're getting beyond that. Okay, yeah, this energy is very interesting. Okay, what is Capricorn's character arc? I think all of those things are part of your character arc here. I do feel like kind of a more rogue energy coming through for you. I mean, you're absolutely taking charge. You're taking charge. This has something to do with taking your power back, taking your position back. And we did have the Egyptian energy come in before. This could be related to a life in Egypt. This is like stepping into your nobility, your rulership, the rulership over your own life, really holding your fire with inner authority here. You're definitely rising to a challenge. You're coming through as that effing guy. Maybe you're facing off with that effing guy. Somebody who held power in the past. Maybe that's the roots of it. They held power in the past, but now they're losing that power. Do you see? They spun upside down. It's interesting that it came out here in relation to your party. This is somebody that's being overthrown in your party who used to think that they were the ones in charge. And now it's like, nope, time's up. It reminds me of the energy of Neptune in Aries. It does create a real dynamic, rebellious energy. And I feel like you're really going to feel that transit. So check out what you got going on in your first house. Check out what you got going on in your Mars placements, what sign they're in, what house they're in, and any Aries placements you have. Also Chiron, okay? Check that out because that's what's being overthrown here. There's a key for you looking into those areas of your chart. It's all about overthrowing this aspect of interference. It's coming through as somebody in your party, but it also may be the way you've related to someone in this party, you know, where you're taking charge, where you used to follow along. Yes, you are cleansing the Frodus. Something that's had too much control in creating your world for you. Felt it had more vision than you, okay? This is you really taking charge. Interesting energy there. This is all about you taking charge, okay? Your character arc is in overthrowing a force that used to rule over you, okay? Somebody in your party, right? And it's you rising up to say no, you know? I'm the one who is holding court over my kingdom. That's what I really feel here. This landed right on top of the sword holder. Yeah, I mean, this is something that goes way back. And I feel like you're ready to experience like the freedom of all of this creative energy, all this transformational energy, all of these new beginnings, all of these opportunities that want to open up for you that have been held back by, it feels like an oppositional force. And it is coming through in connection to your party. So somebody that you've been linked with, that it's really caused you to have to take a back seat with something that you want to create for yourself, begin for yourself, transform for yourself, and you're taking this back. And again, I think this is already activated, this is already in process, but I feel it's really going to come to a culmination point with that Aquarian new moon, ring of fire, on the 17th. Yes. Yes. You caught somebody slipping, the nip slip poke. You caught somebody slipping, you know? And I don't think this is anything that, you know, you even need to stress out about here. They may be angry. They may be angry at you, you know? They may reveal their anger to you about your choices. That may be how you clue into this character here. Okay, but this is for some of you, I got to bring it through. Your spiritual beliefs are really changing. You know, what you were born into, that's not you. And for some reason, that may be kind of more forward for you at this time. There could be sort of like a judgmental character in your life that has judgments around you exploring a more wild path or more eclectic path spiritually, or pulling from different traditions or whatever speaks to you, or maybe just not even, you know, having any kind of connection to that, just your own nature, your own soul, and the exploration of that. But there's something here where your spirituality or your beliefs are being called into question because you're going through a transformation, and maybe that is your character arc, is really stepping into the empowerment of what you believe, what's your soul's truth, and maybe facing off with somebody who has more of a traditional type of spirituality, or maybe had some kind of authority in regard to your spirituality in the past. They may be angry about this, but there's also something I feel that they learn from this process. It reflects something back to them. I do feel like peace will prevail here. I do. I feel like peace will prevail here. But it has, again, everything to do with you stepping into your power and leading the charge and not following. And really, you know, continuing to advance in the way that speaks to you. I mean, even, you know, big sexy Satan here has his wings. You know what I'm saying? I think this is you, you know, really stepping into your worldly power to make your world the way you want it to be, to relate to the world as you see fit. And it may ruffle some feathers, man, but I see that this transformation is way overdue because this creative power has been like held up within you for too long. And for too long, it was sort of considered just laid to rest. And it's like, no, because of an action you've taken here, the crypt is cracked open. And now all of this creativity is ready to come forward and become the stuff of your lore. I love it. It's really beautiful, actually. Quite a character arc. Okay, let's check it out. I said I'd bring it in at this point. We're going to pull from the Gilded Tarot to drive this home for you, Capricorn. Yeah, the way your Wheel of Fortune spins, I think it's going to... Oh my gosh. I think it's going to be rather shocking. Oh my goodness. Judgment. Do you see? All of that creativity is rising up out of the crypt. It's time to activate it. Wheel of Fortune on your side. You resolve the riddle, so everything is going to turn in your favor. Ooh, this is powerful. Very powerful. What is the treasure? If that's not treasure, wow, look at this. You're ready for the rebirth cycle. See, there is some figure bargaining with you here because they see that you gained a lot of power. Look how big that horse is. Look how you're really holding up that banner as you head toward the rebirth and that initiatory gateway that leads toward the dawn. And here's this figure who had authority over you before, trying to bargain with you, but you've got too much momentum here. You've heard the call and you're rising to it. Ooh, it's beautiful. Very strong energy. Strong Sagittarian energy. Very strong Sagittarian energy there. I feel like you're really acting out of that Sagittarian energy, you know. Check out what you got going on in the 9th house. Check out any Sagittarius placements you have. And where is your Jupiter? I don't know, maybe you have Jupiter in Capricorn. You know, whatever this is, man, you're really large and in charge in the best way. I like this. It's like, no, I'm really going to play the protagonist this year. I'm definitely going to step into the role of the main character in my life. I'm not going to play a supporting role in my own life. Come on, this is my story. I like it. I like it. It's really good. Let's see what your treasure is in this next trip around the sun. Capricorn. What is the treasure that Capricorn is coming into on this campaign? Let's check it out. Ooh, you are ready. You're moving forward swiftly with the power of Mercury, really leading this charge, man. Very decisive, very clear. I think now that, yes, look at this. You're going straight to Ragnarok, straight to the sun. There's so much strength in your read. Big Leo energy coming in here, I'm telling you. This is really going to start to light up for you by the time you arrive at the full moon. Full moon on the 1st. It's going to come in that soon. You're really going to understand that you're at a stage of a brand new beginning in your life. You're going to feel like you got more vitality. You're going to feel like, now I got some wind in my sails. Now I got some horsepower. Now I can really start to move forward here. And there's something that begins there that really is the start of a brand new journey. And I do feel like there's something that's coming in that's giving you the provisions you need for the road ahead, okay? More treasure to come, though. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. More details about this treasure coming in for Capricorn. More details about this treasure coming in for Capricorn. More details about this treasure coming in for Capricorn. More details about this treasure coming in for Capricorn. I mean, the sun, it doesn't get better than that. This is like gaining all that you sought. This is finding your field overflows with bounty. I mean, this is the word. This is the treasure. This is what's coming in for you. And it's got big Spear of Lu energy, man. Big Spear of Lu. So, You're coming into possession with the Spear of Lu. There's a very bold action you're about to take, and the action you're going to take will be the origin of what will later be a major success for you. This is a major win. This is you absolutely hitting the mark. It's a major win. Look at that. 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands, overcoming all that opposed you. You already have the victory wreath. It's already there. I think you already know this. You already sense it. If you don't, you will very soon. You will by the time that Leo full moon rolls around. You're going to know that you took the correct action. You're going to know that your victory is already assured. It really looks like this is the year you're putting a lot of oppositional forces behind you. This looks good. All you need to do is just keep your eyes on the prize, okay? So let's see. What is the target of the campaign ahead for Capricorn? What do they need to keep focused on here? What is the target of the Capricorn campaign ahead for them? It's flipped up in the middle of the deck. Look at this. Look at this. Who's that? Who is that? The Empress. You're about to complete the great work here of the Empress. And there is something that is being forged for you right now. An opportunity worth more than its weight in gold. And your hard work is about to be amply rewarded. You're about to become a master of your craft as well. This is coming into the beauty and the bounty of the Empress. This is coming into the blessings of the rebirth of Venus. This is that energy of the blessings of Jupiter in Cancer. You'll see the full magnitude of this in the 8th month. You will see this in the 8th month. How much bounty you have, how much you've gained, how much the seeds you planted at this time have grown into your success. It's a very beautiful energy. August will be quite significant for you. We also have the energies of Leo and Libra and Taurus here. So very beautiful Sagittarius energy too. So a lot of expansion. There's a lot of growth coming in relation to your craft, the work that you do. And word will spread about your skills far and wide, and it will lead to quite an abundance of growth. Oh my gosh. And there's the Emperor. Whoa. Oh my. Look at that. Well, it just doesn't get better than that. Now, does it? What's this? It slipped out. There's one final task that must be complete. Something that must be balanced. I feel like that's what you're working on right now. But this is what's up ahead. It all kicks off with the Stargate for you and aligning with this particular ally on your path. Your forces together create bounty, and there will be great celebration that comes in with this. Strong fire sign energy in association. They also may have strong water in their chart as well. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. A dynamic duo. It also makes me think of just the way I lined it up on the board with the Emperor coming in with the King of Wands and the Empress coming in with the King of Cups. It's like the action of your connection is an alchemical moment that gets things cooking. And it is the source of future celebration for victories won, and also for something truly beautiful worth celebrating, something that brings you so much fulfillment with the 9 of Cups. It's a wish manifest. So all you really need to do is just keep doing what you're doing. Keep focused with the Page of Swords. Keep vigilant and aware of what could sabotage you. But like I said, you already have a bird's eye view. You're miles ahead. And this gold is already earmarked for you. Wow. That is quite a journey ahead for you. I think I'm going to go ahead and get you some numbers of significance. And let's get you some Arisian spirit board action too, just to give you further signposts and synchronicities of things you need to be on the lookout for. Numbers of significance for Capricorn for the journey ahead. Life Path 6, Life Path 1, Life Path 2, Life Path 3, Life Path 7, Life Path 8, Life Path 9. Ninth house of Sagittarius, 8th house of Scorpio, 7th house of Libra, 6th house of Virgo, 3rd house of Gemini, 2nd house of Taurus, 1st house of Aries. You will be rising up out of the South Node. There could be a Sagittarian in connection with that. A Sagittarian that provides you some elevation, or there's a specific opportunity coming in that helps you move into that greater expansion. It may even have something to do with the field of metaphysics, philosophy, travel, okay? It could also involve a Leo or a Cancer, maybe even a Cancer-Leo cusper. And this could be something, again, it could be metaphysically connected. There could be some kind of spiritual connection here because it kind of comes in with the High Priestess connection. So very well could be a Cancer, could be any of the water signs. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Okay. This current month, January, extremely significant for you. The opener of the year, really strong. February, you move forward in a big, bold way. This continues on. The elevation continues in through March. Then you pause. You pause. You get another lay of the land before you put something else into motion. You set the next phase of the campaign in motion in April. By June, you have a completely different view. The road is opened in a way you never expected. That's when your wheel of fortune really turns. It's also when there could be a Sagittarian coming in on the scene, or a Cancer of significance, possibly even a Virgo, or something directly in relation to your craft, to your work. A lot of travel on deck for you. I also see September, October are important times for you as well. Times of harvest. Coming in very strongly for September. This energy gets introduced and it really ramps up through October. November as well. So fall is really going to be a time of harvest for you. I feel like that's when you really have your victory. There's something you're celebrating there. Ooh, okay. It looks like a successful campaign as long as you keep your focus, Capricorn. Let's get some signposts and synchronicities for you. Okay. I got Nana coming through, so somebody's Nana could play an important role. I also got na. There might be like a little, yeah, I got that energy really big. There might be a little part of you that feels like that, especially if you felt like you were dealing with a lot of oppositional forces for quite some time. I got the name Anna coming in pretty strongly in relation to that. Okay. I also got Narnia coming in here too. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Okay, so Aslan. I feel like that's you, you know. I don't know. It could be a Leo too that you're coming into connection with, you know, somebody that's representing that strong masculine. Maybe this character has qualities that are similar to Aslan. Okay. They're a ruler in their own right. Okay. That's very interesting. They could be a Leo. There's absolutely a witch in play. And there's some kind of portal coming in here, a portal of discovery. What is it? What are you discovering in this portal? Ooh, you're discovering love in this portal. That's what I see. Ooh, this is a magical love story that's unfolding here. Very beautiful. There's a lot for you to work with in terms of your wiles this year. Do keep your wiles about you and your wits in the passages that you face ahead, and you will do just fine. I do have an IOU. We saw that. You're due a lot more than you have received. I do feel that this is something that will be coming through for you, where there's something that you didn't receive your share. This will come in and be rectified for you. For some of you, even legally, I have DA here, okay? Something that maybe you've had questions about for a while. You'll know if that's you, or that may be something that comes up down the road. You know, something that's legally owed to you, something you'll have a lot of questions about. You'll get the answers you need, and it will be rectified in your favor. I also got the name Will coming in here. And we have the name Jason. We have Rhiannon too. Rhiannon. Sorceress. So there's a lot of magic weaving through your read here. Also, there's that song, Rhiannon, Fleetwood Mac, may have a very strong message for you. Could be in relation to whoever it is you're coming into connection with here. I got the name Dale. I heard Deline. I have AAA here too, and bed is on the other side of AAA, so that there could be somebody. Be careful in your travels, okay? Make sure you're driving safely so there isn't some kind of accident where AAA needs to be called and there's some kind of injury that, you know, requires bedtime to recover from. Because with that, I'm also seeing ICU. So just be careful, okay? Be careful with driving, you know, be wise about weather conditions. If you get like a sense that you shouldn't travel on a certain day, respect that. You might be able to avoid this. Or if you have concerns about somebody else traveling, you know, maybe let them reschedule, maybe suggest rescheduling. I don't know why it's coming in pretty strongly in relation to that. Let me see if there's any names that come in connection with that for you. Got the name Ian, Ian with an I. I also got the name Neil. Got the name Alana with an A. I have Ileana too. The name Valerie. Lisa. And I'm not seeing it out here, but I'm getting Noah. So this could even have something to do with some kind of boating accident. Like if the water conditions aren't right, don't go out. Don't go out, okay? So there's something about this, may even have something to do with a trip delay. Don't chance something. That's what I got. Be at peace with staying home, with, you know, calling off, you know, an occasion to go out and connect with some people. If you just get a hit like, it's just not right. I got Rhode Island coming in relation to that. I got Indiana, Nebraska, Virginia, North Dakota. Anything else? That's what I got. So a little bit of caution around road conditions, but I feel like it's something that can be avoided. Just respect what your intuition's telling you, because remember, you do have a bird's eye view. And that's interesting. A little macrocosm sliding in here. I got Elon, so I don't know if there's something in relation to that connected to Elon for all of that to come in. And with that, I got the name Maria coming in here too. Okay, interesting. And I just heard Ave Maria, so there could be a connection there too. All right. Well, looks like quite an adventure. Just be aware, you know. If you go to head out on the road and you've already been feeling like, I don't know if I should be going there today, it doesn't feel right. And maybe you look and you're low on fuel and you're like, do I really, you know, want to go and do that right now? Or maybe, you know, you're just in a little bit of a tight spot. You don't have enough to pay for the fuel for, you know, to top off your tank to hit the road. I mean, it might be a blessing in disguise. Just be aware of that. And I got Jaleel. Jaleel came in relation to that too. And Dominique. All right. There's some kind of heads up in relation to that. But other than that, I think that there's going to be a lot to celebrate this year. And this is interesting. This is interesting. Look, this is T, but it almost, again, it looks like T-boned, you know, to me. I don't know why it's coming through like that. So be aware. Be aware, right? Yeah, I think this is coming in as a warning. Like, it doesn't have to go like that. There's something that can be transformed here, but it does require you respect when you get that hunch. Like, it's not the right time to drive, or I shouldn't go on that trip. Like, respect what's coming through, and I think you can avoid something. I think that's why it wanted to be brought through strongly like that. Otherwise, you're in a really good spot. Looks like a lot of good energies pulling through for you, so Godspeed, Capricorn.